Hi friends, how you doing today? Welcome to my guitar channel. I'm Damian Bocci, and today I'm on location here in Clear Lake, Iowa. And just behind me here is the legendary Surf Ballroom. It was extremely cold outside on the evening of February 2nd, 1959, when the Winter Dance Party tour bus finally arrived coming from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was a 340-mile journey to Clear Lake, Iowa, and they arrived just in time for their 8 p.m. showtime. On board the bus was the Big Bopper, Ritchie Valens, and Buddy Holly. But sadly, the three of them would give their final performances here at the Surf Ballroom. Now today I'm also going to take you to the site of the plane crash where Buddy, Ritchie, and the Big Bopper and their pilot lost their life on that fateful night. In 2009, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame designated the Surf as a historical rock and roll landmark. Then, in 2011, the Surf was added to the National Register of Historic Places. The iconic exterior of the Surf Ballroom hasn't changed much since the late 1940s. Now friends, let's take a quick look inside the ballroom and the museum. Stepping inside these doors of the Surf Ballroom is like stepping back in time. As you walk in, the coat check is to the left of you, and on the right is this plaque. There are few buildings in existence today that represent a complete shift in our music history. I really dig this pineapple wallpaper. And now, let's enter the ballroom. And here's the stage, friends. Here's some pictures from their final performance taken on this very stage. Who would have imagined that in a few hours, they would be gone forever? As I walk around the ballroom, I can almost feel them here with me. The interior was themed to look as if you're in the South Pacific. The stage is flanked by fake palm trees. It kind of makes you forget that you're in northern Iowa. Just looking at these booths make me feel as if time stands still here. Let's take a look at the green room. Back in here is where Buddy asked the Surf's manager if he could help him charter a flight for himself and the Crickets out to their next location. On the bus ride to Clear Lake, Buddy had decided that he had enough of the bus. Between the bus constantly breaking down and broken heaters, and he hadn't had clean laundry for days, he envisioned himself in a comfortable warm bed and a good night's sleep. When word got out that Buddy had chartered a plane for himself, Waylon Jennings, and Tommy also, others asked if they could have a seat, but the plane could only hold 3 passengers. And according to Jennings and also testimony, the Big Bopper, who was ill with the flu, had asked Waylon if he could ride in his place. Waylon Jennings agreed. And it was also in this very room where Ritchie Valens asked Tommy if he could go in his place. The two decided on a coin toss, and Ritchie won. In 1980, when Don McLean played the Surf, he wrote some of the lyrics to American Pie here on the wall in the green room. When Buddy heard that Waylon traded his spot on the plane with J.P. Richardson, he kiddingly said, "I hope your big old bus freezes up." And Waylon replied as a joke, "Well, I hope your old plane crashes." And that's something that he's regretted saying and haunted him for the rest of his life. Now right here, friends, is the phone booth where Buddy called his wife at around 10:30 p.m. Now in their conversation, Buddy didn't mention that he booked a flight because his wife had a premonition about his death in a plane crash, and he didn't want to worry her. Ritchie Valens also used the phone that evening as well. He called his manager in Los Angeles. I love the Harmony Stratotone. Back in the day, this was considered a budget-friendly guitar. Nowadays, it's seen as a collectible. Alright friends, well I'm going to leave the Surf Ballroom right now, and I'm going to drive over to the crash site. So let's pay our respects to them together. It's a beautiful and very lovely day out here in Iowa. I just can't help but thinking how I'm going to feel when I get there. What kind of emotions are going to be brought out of me. I guess we'll find out. This is something that I've been wanting to do, a place that I've wanted to visit for such a long time. And now it's finally going to happen. Okay, so we're getting closer. I'm now on this dirt road. And we should be getting really close. Friends, we've arrived. The sculpture of Buddy's glasses is where we'll start our half-mile trek to the crash site. We just follow that path straight down there. People come here from all over the world to leave messages of all kinds and mementos and place them on these glasses. I love that these guys are still remembered and thought of to this day. It just shows that timeless music can last forever. The pilot hired that night was Roger Peterson, a 21-year-old local that was described as a young married man who built his life around flying. The plane that was chartered was a 1947 V-tailed Beechcraft Bonanza. At 12:40 a.m. February 3rd, with Buddy Holly in the front seat, the plane taxied off to the runway. It was very windy, with light snow, temps were dropping, and visibility was lowering. The plane, unfortunately, never reached its destination. No one on board survived the crash. The official report from 1959 concluded that Peterson's decision to fly in bad weather without proper instrument training, which may have led to him to misread a gauge, causing the plane to crash. Now the plane hit the ground at an estimated 170 miles per hour. They struck the ground doing cartwheels for about 540 feet until the plane came to a rest. The bodies of Buddy, Richie, and the Big Bopper were ejected from the plane, and the pilot was entangled in the wreckage. There's also a lot of speculation and mystery about this crash and what went on in the final minutes in the cockpit. But most of all that is speculation, but really we'll never know what exactly went on in that cockpit during those last few moments before the plane crashed. Now this property that I'm on is private. The people who own it, farmer, he lets people come out here and pay their respects to Richie, Buddy, and the Big Bopper, which is really cool. So if you do ever come out here, you want to be respectful to the property owners and to Buddy, Richie, and the Big Bopper. Now for many of us, this is hallowed ground. And I've been wanting to come here for so long. And I'm here. And I'm almost there. It's very surreal. Oh my gosh. And we're right here. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, the Big Bopper. February 3rd, 1959. And over here is a memorial for Roger Peterson, the pilot. Yeah, I can't believe I'm here. It means so much to me right now that I've been able to come here. It's kind of emotional for me to be here. It's extremely emotional for me to be here. It's quiet. It's peaceful. The crickets are chirping. I got a heavy heart right now. I'm holding it back, and I feel very. It's an emotional place for people that are fans of their music, like myself. Can bring out a lot of emotions. Keeping it together here. Keeping it together. It also reminds me of how important our loved ones are, and how important and special they are to us. And it's very important to make sure you let your loved ones know how much you care about them. Now, many people say that the music died on February 3rd, 1959. But I say the music only dies when people stop listening to it. Because there's many people like myself that keep listening to this music. We keep it in our heart and in our soul, and we continue to celebrate it. And that keeps the music alive forever.